Greetings. This is our episode of oral sex for Tantra. Okay, this is Tantra. So it's called the Fellatio, Fellatio, you guys. Okay, so this is for Sunday. I had to do some things, so I'm going to put a video out. So in Tantra, the dogs are playing. In Tantra, oral stimulation is a natural sexual expression. The technique of fellatio are generally understood by the tantric. Oral sex should be openly discussed so that the partners fully understand the pleasures given and in which ways it may create the most stimulation. The rhythm of the movement of the mouth on the phallus should be sustained and repeated for several minutes, then change to prolong the act itself. Okay, so we already know how to do that, but I wanted to get an understanding of, that's what it's called. From time to time during fellatio, the phallus should be moved from the mouth and it should be nibbled at, with the teeth exerting pressure but not biting pain. Okay, so that part is on the men. We talked about orgasms last week, and we talked about, and this of course for entertainment purposes only, and we talked about orgasms for women the last episode as well, and we paired up how it actually matched with the male. Our inner parts of the vajayjay match up with the phallus of the man and how it does that. So now orgy is even in this description too. So we'll go over that as well. This is an ancient, highly organized tantric rite attended by a number of tantrics who, according to the text, engage in the enjoyment of the 5 things forbidden in High Castle India society, which is meat, alcohol, fish, certain grains, and total sexual abandonment. The sexual aspect of the chakra puja is still practiced in some informal tantric groups. So that's where the orgy part come from. I feel like that's probably where they got the swingers, like they do over here in the States, the open relationship, the swingers. But back in ancient, it was the poly groups, right? Polyamory, things like that. So that's where they're getting all that stuff from. They just changed names of it as time went on. Boy, they don't want y'all to hear this because my throat chakra started. Somebody throat chakra. So it says, sexual encounters are encouraged between all who attend the rites, and the entertainers are usually controlled by the acknowledged tantric master who directs the activities of a few of the groups. The few may be one couple or several. They perform rituals as instructed or displayed for the onlookers their mastery of some special tantric feat. So they're giving direction as to do what with who. So this is more like a class in this book. They don't just go in there and just start willy-nilly going at it, right? They're instructed by the tantric master that has experience in it, so they could do it right, not just be going in there for that purpose only to get their rocks off, so to speak. By controlling activities, there is a generation of sexual energy among the spectators and the regeneration of simulation among those who have reached orgasm and in turn watch. Okay. And tantric present may request the privilege of forming any act with one or more of those present. So, and the tantric master consents if those selected agree. So they can't just go in there and pick like they do these classes, like these places they have now. See, they always take shit and fuck it up. They always take shit and totally fuck it up. you know, away from the original practice. And that's why, you know, that's why everything is just messed up now in the world today, because people want to go and do what the fuck they want to do with the practices and taint them. So you can't just go in there like you go in today, these hidden clubs, and you just go start sleeping with any and everybody as long as they consent. No, it has to be okay with the master, because the master can tell the energy, could tell whatever the master could tell, right? The energy of the person or whatever. So that means they're just not going in there just picking, oh, I want to sleep with you. Oh, I want to do, See, because it's not supposed to be for that. Okay, so it is an orgy in a sense, yet it is controlled and ritualistic, which most catch can orgies are not. That's exactly what I just said. Tantric teachings discuss a length of chakra puja, but attendance is not mandatory. Many tantrics prefer the solitary rituals or sexual activity confined to one partner or one partner at a time. But this group sex idea is quite common as an added dimension of sexual expression and generation of sexual energy. I remember I was telling somebody the other day that I had a friend that wanted me to go with one way back when. And I was like, boy, I'm not going there. And he was like, yeah, go in there with me. I was like, no, I'm not going in there. He's like, and then he was telling me it'd be doctors, lawyers. Y'all be surprised who attend those all over Dallas. Like all over Dallas. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it'd be a lot of people, but I can't go in there. I'm single. I said, oh, well, you ain't finna use me to get in there. Hell to the no. I don't want to see that shit. So I never did, because I didn't really care for all that part. But he definitely told me, you know, they can't just, single guys, they can't just walk up in there, because that'll be anybody off the street, right? So they do keep it somewhat, even though you may not even be a couple, you have to come in there as a couple to most of those places, because they're not going to let you walk in there by yourself, because that's just like anybody could walk in there off the street and start sleeping with anybody. And that will be a defeat. That will be a disaster. Disease infected. You might as well go to a strip club on that one, because that don't even make no sense. And then the whole thing is, a lot of people bring their spouses and their neighbors, and they just do it there. Isn't that crazy? Like, couldn't you just do it at your house? Like, I don't get why they would do it there but not at the house. If you got an agreement with your neighbor, you know, husband and wife, and then another husband and wife, why would you go there? It's just, they don't make no sense. But anywho, people have some wild fantasies out there. They crazy, but y'all, just because somebody asks you to do something don't mean you have to do something. Don't lower your morals, your standards, your values, you know, get into all that crazy stuff, which this is not what it's about. But the Tantra part is about you and your person. You and your person get intimate, not the orgy part of going to swingers and open whatever says me, you know. It's about you becoming intimate with your partner, and this is that form that can get y'all there. More than just laying down, going to sleep, and then waking up dissatisfied or turning over dissatisfied. And y'all can, you can act like you don't be dissatisfied. Yeah, we've all been there, done that, got that t-shirt and graduated. So that's a given. All men don't perform all the time. You know, they have those moments, and then the older they get, their problems develop, and the older women get, their problems develop. So, especially when you're with a relationship with a person you don't even really like, you don't even want to do it no more, you ain't even turned on no more, because life hits y'all and you're just not even intimate and ain't never been, because of the way you met, which is, I tell y'all, on the low vibration. Okay, so this is how to get it back. Attending, you know, learning these practices and doing these ritualistic things together. But like, some men ain't on that level. Even some women ain't even on that level, even if the man is. So it just depends on who you're paired up with, who the universe puts you together with. And some people may never experience this in this lifetime. Some may get 1 or 2, 3 times. Some may get more than that. So it just depends. Let me see. In one chakra, now he's giving an example, I think. In one chakra puja I attended, most of the activity was in groups of 3. Usually it is 2 men and a woman. I don't know if it's going to do 2 men and a woman, but two women and a man usually. Though there were at times as many as 6 persons involved in a group sexual act. Probably the most significant part of the evening was the ritualistic air that pervaded all activity. There was a sense of tantric control in everything done. See, because that way it was done right. It wasn't people just going in there willy-nilly from all over the world or all around the city. Boom, there it is. Thank you, ma'am. No. I'm telling you, Western civilization fuck up everything out of the context of what it was originally created for. And that's why you got to be careful, because everything's been Europeanized, and just fucked up with these practices. Like, you really got to get back to the yogis and the masters, the Indian gurus, because they will tell you the correct way. This world shit, no, don't even entertain that shit, y'all. I mean, it's y'all choice, but you gotta be smarter than that. Let's see. It says whether the tantric chooses to attend remains a matter of personal preference. Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to the book now. Let me get to the other book and see what we got in the Tao book. That was Hindu there. I think we left off on the women's parts, and we were going to go to the man's orgasms. So I'm going to peek into the man's orgasms as well, because we already did the woman's orgasm. Okay. The male orgasm is allegorious to the summit of a mountain. In trying to climb up to the summit, a man must exert himself physically and emotionally. He must maintain an erection. His prostate must function at 100% capacity. He must pump, sweat, endure tension, anxiety, and stress. And in the end, he must lose a big portion of his nutrients, which is in the semen, energy, and hormones. Immediately after reaching the summit, the man collapses and falls into a deep abyss of exhaustion and feeling of emptiness, depression, guilt, anger, or hunger. Wow. It says also the man will suffer from dry eyes, dry mouth, headache, frequent urination, nervousness, weakness, and the loss of a huge portion of his youth. See, it takes their life source for them to be just out there fucking to be fucking. And that's, you know, I do that with quotation because that's a term everybody recognize. And when they're out there just having sex and casual encounters because they're nymphos or just crazy about it, they don't realize they're aging. And I feel like that could contribute to a lot of them having strokes and heart attacks, or because they're not practicing semen retention. They don't have to ejaculate every time they have intercourse. They need to govern that to have that long life, because they losing they said the youth, the nutrients, a lot of things is going on at one time when they do that. So that could contribute to why a lot of men could, not necessarily, it depends on if it's something underlying, but it could be a big part of it. So according to the old saying, a living lion is reduced in a matter of seconds to a dead dog. After ejaculating, a man usually rolls over and falls asleep, leaving a woman stranded in limbo, halfway to heaven and halfway to earth. Yeah, because we're unsatisfied, and we already did the 9 peaks, right? So if they go to sleep at 4, then we're left like, what the fuck was that? So that's why they have to make sure the woman get there first. The woman should always get hers first before the man. When you have a man getting his first before you, let me break it down to you. You got a selfish, egotistical man. Point blank. Because you heard it in this book. They're taking their ass to sleep. And the woman's between heaven and halfway to heaven and halfway to earth, like stuck in the middle in limbo. Because you like, well, what the fuck can I do? He going to sleep. I can't do nothing. He don't even want to get up and do nothing. He weak now. That's why that if you go back to the last video, you guys, you will see the 9 steps that we did for the women's orgasm, and you will see why that the woman's supposed to get theirs first all the time, not some of the time. Now, if you just want a quickie just for him, that's different. That's okay. Satisfy your man, boom, boom, boom. You don't really care. You may finish up later. That's different. But all the time, hell to the fuck no. Hell to the fuck no. The woman goes first. The woman comes first. The woman comes first. And you guys need to train your men. You come first. Because if you don't come first, you're not getting anything, which leads to cheating, which leads to frustration, which leads to y'all tension, which leads to you don't even like the motherfucker no more. Because he's not thinking, he's not caring about you getting your pleasure. That's just a man just after his own pleasure, his own self-gratification. And the hell with my wife, the hell with my girlfriend. That's why to be matched in pair is very, very important. You can't just go out there and be with anybody, okay? It says, by following his physical instinct only, a man may not be able to take the woman beyond level 4 of the 9 levels of the complete orgasm. The woman unsatisfied becomes resentful, angry, and frustrated. And that's why a lot of women walk around with resting bitch face too. I'm pretty sure, because they ain't getting it. They ain't getting it like they want to get it, or their man is too weak to even get them there. Don't know what to do. Probably don't want to learn. That's the momentum y'all set up. So a lot of people don't even know how to change from that. You know, they don't know how to go get help with that area. So the Taurus theory, this is called the ordinary orgasm, and it is the type of orgasm. Come over there. It is the type of orgasm usually described. Don't come over here by me because you done got in trouble. Even encouraged in most sex manuals. From the Taurus viewpoint, all the work, suffering, and loss traded for half a second of pleasure is uneconomical, worthless, and unwise. And that's why a lot of women will tell a man no too. Nah, never mind. Nah. What for? And I'm talking about when you're married, a lot of you be like, I got a headache. Because you're like, what for? You're not going to complete it. You're not going to do nothing. Why am I going to get myself roused up for you not completing your duty, your task to me? See, that makes a point. And whether y'all want to agree with it or not, or whether you've experienced it or not, live long enough, you will. As the old folks say, live long enough, you experience a whole goddamn lot, you know. So, but that's usually where that comes in. Women probably don't want to even be bothered. Men cannot abstain from the instinctive desire to fulfill the universal will, that of producing offspring. But even though the men, they got that thirst and that hunger to, you know, plant a seed or to, you know, produce offspring, they don't care if they get 5 or 10 minutes in. They don't care. Again, that's egotistical. That's a selfish person. You just want to drop seeds, but you don't care about satisfying the woman, you know, leaving her to cheat, leaving her to be out there by herself or not be bothered, you know, whichever one they choose. Get from over here. Get on. Get, Phoenix. Get your butt from over here. I'm trying to work. Stop. What else? Since men cannot avoid sexual activity, it says Taurus devises a thorough protection for men which provide maximum pleasure without suffering or loss, called superior orgasm. Okay, now it's going to explain. Now, of course, it's for entertainment purposes. I'm reading a little bit. I'm not going to go over everything. And it already described it like it's a peak. So this is a note. Ordinary orgasm was originally called peak orgasm. I invented the latter term 30 years ago and have used it in all of my lectures. The years of use have exposed a serious inadequacy, and it is my responsibility to correct the inadequacy of this book. The word peak suggests that there are many other high points in a mountain range. When used to describe an orgasm, the word suggests many ejaculations within one intercourse, but very few men in this world are able to achieve many ejaculations within one intercourse. It says a more suitable name for regular orgasm would be ordinary orgasm. It says another term, valley orgasm, is also inadequate. The valley is the lowest peak between mountains. It connotes quietude, rest, and calm. In reality, a superior orgasm never reaches a low point, and it is always exciting, achieved, and positive. The type of orgasm encouraged in Tao sexology is called superior orgasm, with what are called holdbacks. A man will experience many orgasms in one intercourse. The superior orgasm, measuring 98% to 99% on the orgasmic scale, is repetitive and lasts as long as the man wants. Ordinary orgasms, measuring 100% on the orgasmic scale, last only half a second by using the technique of holdbacks. A man can enjoy sex for what seems like an eternity without having to suffer through the anguish caused by ordinary orgasm, which is, I guess, coming quickly, or finishing up, getting tired. Remember, because they're losing all those nutrients and stuff and feeling all that. That's why they shouldn't ejaculate. I can see now why they're saying they shouldn't ejaculate. They should practice semen retention, because of them going through all that depression, headaches, dry mouth, dry eyes, frequent urination, nervousness, weakness, and loss of a huge portion of youth, along with those vital nutrients, right? Those, what did it say? Their hormones, energy, and their nutrients. That's why they don't let boxers, they don't recommend boxers having sex before they box. It ain't gonna be no good. They have to not, if you don't, get your butt from over here. Phoenix, no. Sorry, y'all. She over here in my bags and all around my feet messing with my stuff. And that's probably why they don't, most likely it is why they tell them don't have sex. That's why Mike Tyson couldn't have fought the way he did. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray, none of them could have. They'd have been asleep. Talk about a TKO. They would have just had to tap them and they'd have fell out and went to sleep. Okay? So that's why they do that. The holdback technique is as follows. When the man works up to 98% or 99% at a point where just one or more stroke will cause the ejaculation 100%. So he stops thirsting and does stage 2 of the deer exercise, which they got exercise poses in here as well, y'all, for the men to do the deer pose. So you can look up the deer pose of what that is. So they got ways, practices the man can do to obtain that superior orgasm, all the way to advanced superior orgasm, and the healing effects of holdback upon men. So let's see what this says. For men, holdbacks not only give men and women unlimited superior orgasm, but they also have healing effects on both men and women. Healing effects on men are explained. So it says the result of holdbacks are given below from the Shu Ching, the Shu Nu Ching. The numbers given below contain abstract meanings and should not be taken seriously. The basic idea of the numbers is to encourage men to practice holdbacks. The more holdbacks a man does, the better his health becomes. When a man holds back, he builds up the energy and nutrients level in his body, therefore energizing the nutrients, energizing and nurturing his entire body. Now, so they are to gain control over that ego, which want to go out there and hit everything in sight, every hole he can find, right? The animalistic nature. But they will build up nutrients by withstanding. But if the woman get it, remember number 9 in the last video was when the woman body get energized, when we get the 9, but when they withhold from getting theirs. I got the goosebumps. So you see how that's supposed to work? Oh wow, they've been duking us for centuries, y'all. I hope it don't be no man on this motherfucker. Bruh. Y'all know I gotta keep it funny. And she sips the tea. That is my red clover and a little bit of peppermint. Oh, that's the last little bit. That's my second glass this morning. I ain't got no coffee yet. They supposed to be bringing me some, so I'm trying to get this out the way before the grandbabies come. Because you know, y'all, they're going to be wide open. And y'all won't be able to hear me talk. Okay, holdbacks. Look at the number of holdbacks. Now, the benefits of the holdbacks, remember, the numbers are not to be taken literal, but according to Su Nu Ching, SUNUCHING, this is what those holdbacks mean. 1, strengthens and energizes the body. 2, strengthens the eyes and the ears. Oh, here they come, y'all. I'm going to have to go. And 3, strengthens the immune system, increase antibody resistance, and retards the aging process. 4, strengthens and energizes the internal organs. 5, improves the circulatory system and prevents stroke and varicose veins. 6, energizes the bones and prevents arthritis. 7, energizes the bones and muscular system. 8, develops a strong aura. 8, 9, heals all kinds of sickness. And 10, just come on in here. I'm on the phone. A man becomes completely psychic. Number 10, a man becomes completely psychic and very spiritual since the pineal gland is fully energized. So that means the number of holdbacks where they wouldn't ejaculate, right? Make them be quiet because I'm on the phone. And so that means like he would engage in 1 or 2 times before he would let it go. That's semen retention. So each time the number he can get up higher, it would help and benefit. Hey, thank you. It would benefit that organ, right? That's why it's good. Thank you. Where's my straw? Oh Lord, put it over there. It would benefit that organ. So that's why they say, hey, all right. And that's why they say the semen retention, it really helps them more than it hurts them. So y'all need to get your men or your whoever you're doing it to, if you're in a relationship, a committed relationship, to not always ejaculate, hold it to the next time. They got to practice putting it back, not letting it go. That's true power and control. And that's what's going to energize the men and give them that youth, and they keep that youth, okay? Among other things too, of course, right? Eating and whatever else, exercising. Holdbacks can be used during masturbation to obtain the healing benefits, but it is more pleasurable and more beneficial to use them during sexual intercourse. So that's when they should do it, but they can start with doing it during the masturbation is what they were saying. The theory of healing behind the holdbacks is based on the ability of the semen to nurture the body. It says semen, like blood, is absolute yin, the passive feminine energy of the body and the universe. Furthermore, the semen and the blood are the essence of the body. When semen is sent through the system, the whole body is restored. Eventually, the semen replaces the other cells of the body. It says, this is the Buddhist monks in China use holdbacks to pump their semina, S-E-M-I-N-A, into their bodies, never losing them. When a monk dies, his body is cremated. Following the cremation, the monk followers collect the maintaining semen and packed it into diamond-like stones or balls called relics. Wow, that's crazy, y'all. I didn't know the monks did that. Wow. Okay, so that'll conclude that because the babies are here, so I'm not going to read. So that'll be the Sunday one. I'll try to get another one out this week and finish it up here and pick up right here on that one, on the holdbacks, and finish that so we'll know a little bit more about that. All right, so thank y'all, appreciate y'all, peace, love, and harmony, and I will get another class out to y'all hopefully before next Sunday, which is the 10th, July the 10th. Thank y'all, have a great one, peace.